Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to do a career and money reading. We will be separating the categories, which category you fit into, whether that be that you're unemployed, you're employed, or you're an entrepreneur. If you are employed and you're an entrepreneur, make sure that you're watching both of these categories, and you can definitely switch it up, different image for different category, so that you can maximize this reading. I will give you 10 seconds to choose, but please also feel free to pause the video. Okay, so if you resonate or if you were guided to image 1 and you are unemployed, let's begin the reading. I will be working my way in through the reading and speaking about money. I did tie these two categories together because they are very much tied together. So just don't worry if you're not seeing anything or a section for money. I will touch on that, okay? So let's start. Let's bring forth the messages this group needs to hear, not the messages they want to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to them. Please be open to, I'm not here for fairy tales. I am here to bring forth what I see in the cards. Just know that you don't have to accept anything that I say, but I'm just not going to be painting any kind of particular picture, just to kind of like, soothe or coddle you. It's what's going to be coming up in the cards, okay? So let's find out if you resonate at the time of getting this reading as being unemployed, jobless. Where will you be in a year from now? And bear with me, I have to get the cards out as well. Beautiful, really beautiful card, beautiful spread here. So if you're unemployed right now, where will you be in a year from now? I would say in a completely different direction than you are right now. And I think this is not just about being hired somewhere. I think you're somewhere completely different field-wise, okay? So whatever you do now is not what you're gonna be doing a year from now. And I do think this is gonna come about very, very interestingly. I don't think you're going to expect it, but I think here with the clergy, you're going to have a calling. There's going to be a calling. And that would be interesting if you resonate with the fact that you're feeling that right now, that there's a lot of chaos because something's not feeling right, or you have been guided out of what you're doing. You're no longer doing what you're doing, or you're finding it hard to get a job in the same field that you have been working in. This is actually very on purpose. I just want to say, like, you may not want to hear that either, but you being unemployed right now is very on purpose. You're not supposed to be in the field that you're in. That time is up. It's time to move in a new direction, because honestly, some of you, they're saying, have asked for more. Well, we're trying to give you more, but for you, it needs to be a different direction, and you will be guided. You will have been guided over this past year until you get where you're supposed to be. But there's a lot of spiritual cards here. So, you're going to have to really rely on that voice inside your head. What you're feeling is not working out. You got to really read the signs here. It will feel like, with the Zoo card, chaos. Chaos will bring you here. There's going to be a lot of trying and nothing's working out. It's on purpose, because even with this card here, I feel like you're trying. You could resonate with the fact that, like, you are trying, but nothing is, like, taking hold. Nothing's taking hold. You may, in a year from now, be taking courses. Okay, I do feel like here we've got the internship card, but we've also got this card, resign, retire. Whatever you were doing before is not where you're supposed to be. And you will need to think quickly on your feet. Okay, I feel like the universe is trying to hand you something, but it may not look like that beautiful at first. It may not look like the direction you want to move in. But I promise you, in a year from now, you're going to be a lot more settled than where you're at right now. And your mind is going to be in a totally different space. You will be learning something new. I don't even care if this is like entrepreneurship, okay? It's something new. So even you working for somewhere, that could be a thing of the past, because now you're working for yourself. Something will guide you. There will be a lot of activity around you regarding career. You may even have, like, we've got a shaman here. So I don't even know if that's, indicative of what you're supposed to become, a healer, or if you've got a healer with you. But we've got the clergy again, there's a sacred mission. Okay. And it doesn't have to be that you are a healer. It could be something like 9 to 5, but it's a different direction. And in a year from now, you will be well rested. I don't know why I have to tell you that. I don't know if a lot of you are exhausted, like mentally, over this, but you will have had a long rest. So I am going to say another thing here. We're reading about in a year from now. You may have just landed something in a year from now, or gotten into a groove with this new thing. So that tells me, wherever you're at right now may continue for a bit, but it's not like it's going to waste, because I feel like you're learning to go with the motions, to go with, the unknown, but to also be led. So we've got the lighthouse here, guiding light, symbol of hope, and watchful sentinel. You're here to expand your horizons in this meantime. Whatever you've been doing is not what you're supposed to be doing. You need to kind of close the door on that. And, this is just the validation for me. It's time to resign. Okay? Whatever you were doing, whatever position you were doing, whatever field you were doing, it may not even be that it's the actual field. It could be the position that you were in. That is no longer for you. Even with the fox spirit, it's like you're going to have to start thinking on your feet, because something new is afoot. Okay. Something new is afoot for you. It kind of, whatever you're going to be in and doing in a year from now is going to feel a lot more natural than wherever you were. They are telling me if you would have continued on that path, you would have had, they're showing me like this blocking of like a wall, symbolically like a wall. You would have been constantly blocked. It's the universe's way of showing you. It's just, this is not for you. Okay. So you may even have an interesting story as to kind of how you became unemployed. May have been very interesting the way you were let go, or maybe you walked away. If you walked away, good for you. But with the star, hope is going to be renewed. This is not the end all be all. You're just going in a different direction. I will say with the Hermit, it's a lot more of a place career-wise that is more aligned with your path. And I'm going to say this for some of you. For some of you, this new job, this new position, this new field of work is going to allow for you to actually, because there's so much spiritual cards, spend more time on have the freedom to work on your ascension. Okay? So not as much hours at all, but for some of you, it could be high paying. But for others of you, it could definitely be that you're going solo with the Hermit. You're meant to go solo. It's like it's this time where you are, working for others or working around others. It could be coming to an end. But it's interesting with the shaman, because I'm just wondering here, you either got somebody guiding you or trying to reach you intuitively regarding this career. This new outlet, there could be for some of you, someone who's been popping up, a guide, but for others of you, it could be that you're supposed to become a shaman or a healer of some sorts. Now, money-wise, I don't want to lie. This is not going to be something that pops off right away, okay? So where you'll be at in a year from now, you will be in a new direction. The money will not be anything substantial, but you will make it. You will be able to pay your bills. You will be fine. It's not like you're going to be struggling, but it has the potential to grow past a year. Okay. So you will be guided. You will be led. I'm not worried about you. But once you get through this learning block, okay, this internship, it's kind of interesting with the internship. Don't we know that with internships, you don't even get paid? I'm not thinking you're not getting paid. I just don't think the pay is substantial. It's like there's a learning curve. But then once I feel like you are prepared, then that's where I feel like the money comes in. I'm not worried about you. In a year from now, you're able to take care of your bills. You're able to feed yourself. You are able to put money away to save. But you're at a turning point. That's kind of what I feel. From now up until a year, you're at a huge turning point in career. You are even, some of you getting a calling, and it's not easy. Sometimes with the callings, you have to it's new. You have to build it up. It doesn't matter what you're doing. So if you're going to school, you have to get through that, and then you can make money. Or if you're starting your own job, you have to start it. Okay. Nobody makes money right away when they start anything. But what I think is most important for this group, those that are unemployed right now, is that there's a huge shift happening. It's not to be taken lightly. You are going to have to rely a lot on that inner voice. If you're looking outside of you, or you're asking for people's opinion, or you are doing the same old thing that you've been doing, it's not going to work for you. This requires something new. This is new territory. Again, with the lighthouse, you're going to have to look within. But in a year from now, you're on a new path, and you're either learning something new, you've started something new, but you're doing something very differently than whatever you left. Okay. Okay, so if you are gravitated towards image 1 and you resonate with being employed, let us read for you. Make sure you are maximizing the benefit of this reading and watching other categories. So if you are employed, but you are also an entrepreneur, watch that category, and you can definitely choose different images for different categories. I have also done the extended reading to this reading, which will touch on love, where you'll be at in love, and it is going to be for singles, coupled, and it's complicated. You can find that link within the description box or the comment section, the pinned comment, okay? What's going to be happening for this group? Let's bring forth the message they need to hear, not the messages they want to hear, and let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to them. Where will they be at in a year from now, those that are employed? Okay. Interesting. Bear with me. I have to get all of the cards out, okay? All of the cards out. Be very open in the message in receiving the messages as well. I'm not here to paint any kind of fairy tales, okay? I'm just here to read what's, being shown to me. If you don't like it, you do not have to accept it 100%, okay? I will also incorporate money because they are closely intertwined, these two categories. So don't worry if you don't see a category for it. I'm putting it into your reading, okay? Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, I don't know where to put this. I'll put this right here. I know it's hard to see everything. It is what it is. These cards are really dark anyways, so it's hard to see them, but I will read them to you. There's a huge shakeup coming from the workplace. I feel like, okay, this is not just messages about where you're going to be at in a year. This is also messages, that you can use from now until then. That's what I'm finding this reading is doing. You will have to keep yourself very open to the unexpected in the coming year. If you start to get into a fuss about a shakeup or something that looks like bad, you're not going to, I feel like, maximize what this is bringing you. I want to reiterate, there's a shakeup coming in your workplace. And listen, it is an opportunity for you to, I feel like, leave something. For some of you, I am hearing this is a perfect opportunity for you to get the hell out of there. A lot of you are not really happy, okay, with where you're working. And that could be for a variety of reasons, whether that be that you're not making enough money, you don't like the people, or it's just not going anywhere for you. But for others of you, you're very comfortable. So it's going to be for two groups of people who need to literally try something new, or, it's like spirit is like, get up off this couch and, put yourself out there and go get yourself more. Or it's like an opportunity for some people who really just can't stand their workplace to get the hell out of there. It's positive. It's not going to seem positive though. A lot of you are going to be probably freaking out. I don't know where you're at in your life. You may be freaking out, but unemployment is on the table. So are responsibilities, but you can choose. You can choose how you define this, or how you can choose your path. It doesn't have to be like that. This is an opportunity to, I feel like, get into the driver's seat, okay? Be a navigator, be main character energy in your life and go get something, more bigger. You will land on your feet, but it's going to really depend on how you are dealing with it, how you define it, how you feel about it. I don't know. Listen, I should be fair. I don't know exactly what this shakeup could be. It is a general reading. It may not even be that it's a layoff. It could be anything. It could be that there's drama. It could be that, that something happens that causes you to kind of get the boot, or maybe you choose to kind of go because maybe you're starting to feel like it's time. This is a real opportunity for you. In a year from now, let's just go with the positive timeline. In a year from now, I think you are going bigger And it's not just going bigger with titles, it's also money. You're putting yourself out there with the shopping mall. I think here, this is even a possibility to make more money, but through variety. I think it's kind of interesting that we got the living room, we've got comfortable space. Like, it's time to get up and go chase your dreams. There is a bigger opportunity with the Wheel of Fortune, something that could bring you a lot of success, a lot of luck, not just money wise, but trinkets. Like I'm seeing, this new position or whatever this is coming with a lot of benefits. It could definitely be you going solo with the Hermit. Some of you, it could be that you're going solo, but it is a risk, but it's going to be a risk worth taking. Okay. I don't know if this is here with the civil servant, because either you're supposed to, I feel like, go help others. This could be that, you want to put yourself out there, like offering services as a solo person, or this is literally like just for a few of you, and it makes sense that this is, the field you're working in right now. But this could also be the field that you're headed to, because we're reading on a year from now. So in a year from now, you will be either a guardian of public goods, a public official. This could be administration or public administration, any of those fields. But it is kind of actually it's very vast. I like that card. It's very vast. And it's interesting because if you look at this building, like, it looks like rain is coming down, which is very symbolic for me for the Hierophant. So rain is coming down, but he's like totally focused. He's like, I don't even see rain. I'm just gonna like put on my thinking cap, wear my suit, get up in the morning, put my suit on and act like I've already got it. Like, I'm telling you, it's gonna be really how you handle this. That's going to be what you make of it. Because even with this card, with the mouse spirit, it says tend to the small things. This will be small things. In the grand scheme, this will be something small. You may make it big, but it doesn't need to be like that. And it's interesting with the Four of Swords, because the Four of Swords, it's a 4. So is this card. And I just feel like, you deserve something better. You just deserve more. You are very qualified, they're saying, and you're ready for the next level. But this is kind of one of those things with the Wheel of Fortune where it's like the universe does it for you because you're just too comfortable. And even if you don't like your job, you may have gotten complacent. We're like, universe is like, no. But you are needed. You are needed elsewhere. So there could be a very interesting situation. Ace of Wands really puts it out there that it could be anything that gets you out of this current job. Okay, gets you out of there. I don't feel like I see you staying there. In a year from now, you're somewhere else and it's bigger and better and it's more money. And I just feel like what the focus is here, the focus is mainly about getting you prepared now so that when SHIT hits the fan, you don't react in a way that is not going to be what you prefer, okay? Yes, responsibilities may start piling up, okay? There could be, fear of responsibility. Those bricks he's carrying could be his bills, symbolically. But unemployment, I'm telling you, it's very... Oh, they just told me something else. Ooh, they just told me something else. Okay, for one of you or a few of you, it could be that you sit at a high-ranking position in your place, and where you will be in a year from now is the one doing the layoffs. And that could take its toll. But same message, like you're gonna have to put your feelings aside and understand that if this is happening, it's for a reason. And those people that you need to lay off, they need to go. It doesn't have to always be that it's bad. Why does everybody go there? The people that you're laying off may end up somewhere better. It's like we got to stop defining things as bad. So that's interesting. So 2 messages for those of you like who have your own company, or you sit very high up on the board or in the position of the company. You may be doing some layoffs. It could be very uncomfortable, but you're going to have to, I feel like, again, it's going to be how you define it, okay? The responsibilities themselves for you could be the laying off. That could be very hard to deal with. Put your emotions aside, okay? This could actually be really good for your employees, okay? Because they could go and they could find something that better suits them. But if this is you, it's a very distinct message. And listen, we're talking about in a year from now. It may not even be that it happens exactly in a year from now, but there's buzz. There's a buzzing. And I think you've been guided to click on this reading because you're supposed to be prepared. And I'm talking about energetically and emotionally, mindset. So if this does come, you just keep yourself focused, okay? You don't get into like a rut about it. You look at this as an opportunity to get in the driver's seat and, just head to your next destination. No need to become, upset about it. It is what it is. Just get on in life and get to your next destination. What I will tell you about your next destination is it's going to be a lot more aligned with who you are, and it will give you more variety. It will give you more variety. In what way that is, I won't be able to read that for everybody, but you will have more options. There will be more options available to you at your next position, whether that's, benefits, more money, the ability to move up, okay? Wheel of Fortune is good. It's a really good card, guys. This talks about something unexpected happening, and it may look like, oh goodness, it's this and that, but it actually works in your favor and it brings you a lot of luck. So I'm telling you, you're going to have to keep your wits about you, but there is a move. There's a move from your current company, and you're taking a risk. You're going to be making a risk. And it could be that it's, like your own career, but it could be that you're going somewhere else, but it could be also a decision. I don't know what is the context. I can't get a gist of the context as to kind of why the unemployment happens, okay? It could be layoffs, but it could be very well something else. It could be you walking away. I don't know, but you are like changing direction, okay? And whatever you're going to is going to be a lot more aligned with you. So really the message here is you got to like get your mindset right for whatever, the unexpected, whatever that may be. Money-wise, I don't see any issues. I will say with the responsibilities, make sure that around this time or even in a year from now, you are tending to the small things. Don't let the small things go unnoticed. I do feel guided to say, make sure you're paying your bills and not like the minimum. Okay. So if you've got credit cards or you've got like things that you could pay off, pay them off. There is a message coming through, like you will be fine money-wise as long as you're making sure you're organized and you're taking care of even what looks like small things. Small things can be very different to different people, but if you've got a car loan that has like 5,000 left on it, get rid of it, okay? If there's something over here you've been paying forever and it's 2,000 to pay off, pay it off. There is a big push to make sure you're taking care of your responsibilities so that they don't end up piling up and so that you can even maybe more deal with this situation that's coming up and not feel as worried or as burdensome because you've got all these things you have to take care of, okay? So this is what I've got for you. Totally come back and let me know how it, panned out. Okay, so if you were guided towards image 1 and you resonate with being an entrepreneur, let us read for you. Make sure if you also are employed that you are reading that or you're listening to that category as well. I want you maximizing this reading. If you would like the extended reading, it's going to be on love, and it will be geared towards singles, coupled, and its complicated situations. You can find that reading within the pinned comment. Be very open, guys. I'm not here to read any kind of fairy tales. I want to be very honest with you, okay? So let's get into it. Let's bring forth the messages this group needs to hear, not the messages they want to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to them. Where will this group be, the entrepreneurs, in a year from now? What's the energy around them? Wow, this is really beautiful. Bear with me. I have to, oh, I love that. I have to draw all the cards, so just bear with me. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Beautiful. Really beautiful. Okay, so first thing I want to say to you guys is that in a year from now, you're going to be a lot more. You're not going to just get messages about a year from now. You're going to get messages. Also, what I've been finding is from now up until a year. Where you're at right now could feel very like, I want to say foggy. It's foggy. Like when it comes to your work, you're like, I don't know if it's that you are trying to think of how you can be more creative or like what you can do next. Or even if there's this like, because there's a lot of focus I feel like around movement, like how to do this better, how to make more money, how to be, you know, more talented at what I'm doing with the magician. I do think you've been also manifesting in regards to kind of like what you're doing or trying to manifest. You definitely want a better outcome. In a year from now, you will be a lot more ahead, like a lot more ahead than where you're at right now, because there's something about like wisdom, knowledge, but also you getting organized. So you like, listen, when you're an entrepreneur, it's really about you, you know, like where you're at. The more spiritually aligned you are, the more you work on yourself, the more you get organized, the more you figure out things, is the better. It just always reflects in the work. Okay. This is kind of what I'm seeing. I'm seeing overhaul with you, like from now until then. And there has been a lot of illusions about your business, like a lot of things that you feel like have been hidden, like you haven't been able to unlock. They're becoming unlocked. And with the Queen of Swords, what I can tell you is that you're excelling in a year from now. Your business is making way more money, but not just way more money. It's consistent. It's more consistent. It's like now I'm looking at my monthly spread and I'm seeing a pattern as to before where it was like up, down, I don't know, sideways, maybe 1 month, nothing. And what I love about the laboratory is that like you're gonna be experimenting. You will be, I don't know if you haven't, right now you're not really good with that, or you haven't been feeling like your experimentation with your work has not been working out. You've experimented and something's panned out, something amazing. Guys, I don't know what that's gonna look like. It could be like a service that you're like, it came to you, or you've tried to dabble and figure it out, and it's like all of a sudden it was your best service now ever that you're offering. Like, I don't know what it's going to look like for you, but there's experimentation, there's research. Now, listen, these could be very, because we're talking about, we have the character cards. These could be very bang on for a lot of you. You could be in scientific research. We've even got the concert with the live performance and music celebration. So this could be that we've got some musicians here, or someone who's performing in front of a crowd. And I don't care if that's even online. But what I will tell you with the concert card is that there's a lot more people attending. They want to hear what you have to say. There's a lot more. And if you have felt also too that like your work has been toxic, maybe you've been at odds with what you're doing, this is gonna, I feel like, clear up. This is gonna clear up. You will have, I felt like, turn this around in a way where it's like you're more aligned, okay? You need to understand that this is very normal. Every entrepreneur goes through this, where they honestly start to hate what they're doing because like nothing's working. But if you stick through it and you stick through like those hurdles, I promise you, there's so much on the other side of that. It's just a hurdle. It's not meant to last forever, but you will be acting as if. Okay, you've got the chameleon spirit. Something's changed, but also you have changed. Maybe because you've changed, your work starts changing. It starts reflecting back to you. Because I'm telling you, with the Queen of Swords, there's been a lot, like mentally, up until a year from now, that you will have figured out. And it's going to feel like a huge accomplishment. Like, you're going to be really happy in a year from now. You're going to be happy that you stuck it through. You're going to be happy that like you're finally getting the downloads, or you're starting to figure out like how to do this, how to make it work. Like, I don't know what it's going to be in regards to. I don't know if it's creating. I don't know if it's budgeting. I don't know if it's like offering services. I don't know what it's going to look like, but you figured it out and you're laser focused, but you finally have like movement and a direction. And it's interesting with the Traveler card. We've got Seeker of Horizons, Adventure, Experience, and Long Journey. It's very symbolic for like your journey as an entrepreneur. This has been a journey, but it's been an adventure, but it's been an experience as well too. Like, you would understand that. In a year from now, you would understand that. You would be like, oh yes, Chitra, this has been a journey, but it's definitely been an adventure. But I've also learned so much. You need to know, group one, like, let me know in the comment section, like, what you're doing. Because, like, that would be so cool, just to hear the feedback, because you're exactly where you need to be. And you have what it takes to, like, get through this, to make this thing just blossom. And I do feel like this group is working with, their gifts, but they're also their spiritual gifts, but also their intuition. This group is wide open to anything. And that's what's going to put you in a good position in a year from now. Because I even see this here with the spiritual seeker. Spiritual seeker. This group is devoted to the inner path. They may be even trying their best to kind of meditate or ask, their guides to help them with their business. You will be helped, but you will be acting as if. And it's kind of interesting with the Magician card on the bottom of the deck. This tells me here, you're going to be creating, and you're going to be manifesting, and you're going to be making this thing. It's going to be amazing in a year from now. And we've got this debt paid. So I don't know if that's very symbolic. You could be watching and being like, yeah, I've got a huge debt I'm trying to get rid of. Or this could be here as well too, because when this business of yours starts moving, like I said, there's more money and it's more consistent, and then you can take care of this debt. This card here tells me you're going to be in a lot better of position in a year from now than you are now, because you could be struggling to pay your debt or your bills or whatever it is. You could be feeling like, your job, your career, whatever it is that you're doing, you're so passionate about it, but it doesn't love you back. And that's where I feel like the toxic work environment is coming in. It's like there is this element of trying really hard, but feeling like, this thing I'm doing just doesn't love me back. But you got to hold on, you got to hold on. You got to be careful with your mind. With that 7 of Cups, be really careful with your mind, because you are kind of being tested here too as well. You will be tested up until, that year comes in the future, as to kind of really, I'm hearing brave the dark, brave the dark. Nothing ever worth doing ever came easy. But once you get there, once you stick it out and you figure it out and you are consistent with the Queen of Swords, like, it's gonna pay off. It can only pay off. Laboratory tells me, you will be doing a lot of experimenting up until, this year comes, this 1 year from now. Experimentation is needed. So this is really about like just figuring it out. But you gotta try new things. Okay, you got to try new things. You got to put yourself out there in different ways. Try anything. Like, you'd be shocked. I can even insert myself here. I've tried the most random things thinking that they're just not going to be anything, and they ended up being something. Like, I was even shocked. Like, you're going to be shocked. But you're going to need to, I feel like, put yourself out there or do new things. But I do think you will be. I think you will be up until this year comes around. When you do, you will be out of troubled waters. In the sense, like, you've got more of a footing in what you're doing, but there's more money as well too. You've surpassed something. So much so that I feel like debts are getting paid. Now, if you don't have any debts, you've got more money, and it's with the 4 of Pentacles, way more consistent. It's like something you can rely on now. It's not looking like anyone's guess every month. No, it's consistent. There's something that's starting to show. There's a pattern, and it's going to be more than what you're making now. So even if you are making $5,000 a month, but then the next month you're making $2,000, this is more than $5,000. Like, you're going to have to tailor it to yourself, because I'm reading for a lot of people. But whatever it is that you're making, I don't care how much it is, it's more than what you're making. And there's going to be a lot more people attending. They want to hear what you have to say. A lot of you are also, there's a venture. This may not even really be something that has been picked up yet. You could be watching the reading because you're trying to launch something, but you are strategically trying to research, do your research, figure out how to best market yourself, because this card does say innovation and invention. People will want your product, but like, it's not going to be at first. At first, it's going to look like no one's there, and then people start showing up. So this is really a message of not giving up. If you don't give up and you're diligent and you're focused and you're consistent, you could see real big gains in a year from now. But you got to act as if. So that tells me the immediate environment, the physical environment, is not going to be reflective at first of what you're trying to achieve. But in a year from now, it's going to start showing, it's going to pay off. And I would also, advise that you keep seeking from spirituality, your spirituality. People don't really understand that, when they want external things, that just by working on yourself or getting, your connection to the divine or your higher self or God, just by working on that actually can help you in your career, because then you get downloads more easier. You are being encouraged. But even this card coming out, we're speaking about a year from now. In a year from now, you're going to be really in tune with your higher self as to kind of like what you need to do with this business. They will be giving you the downloads. You will be receiving it from spirit. It will be easy. You won't even have to ask, like, what should I do next with this business, Spirit? They're already giving it to you. You'll know. So you're definitely out of troubled waters. Okay, whatever that may look like, money-wise, creative-wise, like client-wise, next year, in 1 year from now, more money's on the table. There's significant movement with the Chariot. And what I love about it sitting on top of the moon is whatever has been hidden from you in your entrepreneurial journey will come to light. You not being able to kind of like know what to do or, you know, how to do it, like that will be a thing of the past. You will be well equipped that way to make this thing run more smoother. Okay, beautiful. So yeah, this was your reading. Let me know what you thought. I wish you all the best. Take care. Okay, so if you were guided towards image 2 and you resonate with being unemployed, let's begin your reading. I have done the extended reading. It's going to be on love, and it will be separated by categories of singles, coupled, and it's complicated. You can find that reading within my pinned comment down below. Make sure that you're keeping an open mind and don't have any kind of expectations with this. Please also note that whatever comes out, you do not have to accept, okay? So let's find out where this group will be at in a year from now. Let's bring forth the messages they need to hear, not the messages they want to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to them. Where will they be at in a year from now? Bear with me, I have to get out all my cards. I also will be incorporating money because they are so closely intertwined. So don't you worry if you did not see a category for that. I will be intertwining the message with what I see within these cards as well. Okay, that is just unbelievable that you got the Canary Spirit and you've got the Singer. I mean, this is, wow. I'm always amazed. Okay, right off the bat, I'm feeling like there may be some people here who are unemployed, but unemployed that do gig work. Really, seriously. I really wouldn't be surprised if you've got people here who, you know, they technically work for themselves, but they get hired by other people, like contract work or something along those lines. I do feel like it has been a bit dry, or it has been, there's something about it being like, I'm hearing the word dwindling. Something's dwindling. I don't know if the money's been dwindling, or it's like I'm giving up hope, or I feel like confined with the jail card, or like I just can't, I don't have the freedom. I understand that anyone who's unemployed can feel like this, but I do feel like there is something, there's with that Page of Wands, somebody who does temp work, or even, I don't care if they're a school teacher and they do like sub work, subbing in, or they are like contractors, or they get hired, but they're not technically like entrepreneurs in a way. They are, but they get hired by others. Where you'll be at in a year from now. It looks like to me You will be braving a lot up until, and I just want to also say that with this reading, you will find that they'll get messages from now up until a year. It's not going to just be about the year coming. You'll get like advice on kind of like how to, you know, whether that be with your mindset or how to proceed until we get to the year. I do feel like you will be fine in a year from now. I do feel like this group is pretty frugal or knows how to manipulate a dollar or save a dollar. I feel like you're already there. You know, you're really good with money, okay? I feel like when it comes to money, I think you will be paying your bills, but you will be finding a way. This is a group who is always going to land on their feet. That's what Spirit's saying. You really need to know that. You will always find a way and you always land on your feet. So even though you're falling under the category, oh my God, that's so weird. Isn't the imagery too with the music notes? And we've got that here too. Okay, that's not a coincidence. We've got maybe some people here who like sing, or they're like artists that way, or musicians. But you are being told that you always find a way. You will always find a way up until, you know, when this year approaches next year. Even though you're technically falling under the unemployed, you're still going to manage. Where you'll be at in a year from now, I'm not going to lie. You know, when you look back in a year from now, you will feel like you've come very far, or it will feel like there's been a lot of hardship, or just, you know, rejection, or like, I'm trying. Like, you will have had to try. But it's that persistence that like the goings that keeps the going strong, that makes you land something. You need to continue singing your own song, okay? And I do want to say that for me makes me feel like we've got people here who they want certain things. They're not willing to give up on certain things. They're not willing to go over here and do this because it's just not them. Like, you need to stay real tight in your beliefs. So let me just give you an example. Let's say you are looking for a job right now and you're like, this is what I do. I'm not willing to go over here and settle for less. They're kind of saying, like, be true to that. You know, it's that belief system that will land you what you want. You are not to waver. And it's interesting because I normally wouldn't give that message. I would say, you know, if you're struggling, do whatever you can in the meantime. But I don't really see cards of struggle, like, not financially, that is. I do feel like you are going to still be selling, okay? And I don't know what that means for you. I don't know if that's your products. I don't know if that's your gig work, or, you know, he's literally selling himself on the phone. Like, maybe he's doing a phone interview right now. You're going to continue. You're going to be doing a lot of that up until this year comes around, this next year. But I do see you being able to pay your bills. But it's like this group has dreams. They have dreams and certain like standards, and you are getting the message, like, just don't waver on that. You will land something huge in a year from now. You will have put on quite a performance wherever you're at, whether that be it's hired by another company, or you're getting more gig work, or you're getting more work, period. You will have made an impression with this card. This card is resonance, moving hearts, harmony, emotion, and performance. People are going to like what you're doing, what you have to offer. They're going to really actually form an emotional connection to you. So this is really good because, you know, that can kind of make you not disposable, okay? I find with people that are disposable, it's like usually the people, they're not really likable, or, you know, they haven't really touched many hearts or moved many hearts. If you're able to form that kind of connection, people will keep you on, even if your work is not the greatest, honestly. But I'm not saying that your work is not the greatest, but you will have had, in a year from now, affected a place, a person, or it could be even it's your talent, that will move hearts. It will, like, just you and your presence will be very, very harmonious. to your environment, but you will have nailed something with the Eight of Pentacles. You will be working, and I mean consistently with the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is consistently, and you've got a certain skill set that could be very rare, okay? And I don't care if it's that you're just doing paperwork. It's just, there's something about the way that you work. It's very diligent and it's very likable, and whoever is like employing you likes your work. You come across as very stable, very hardworking. You will have, again, like I said, moved someone's heart. Okay, someone who's hiring you, whoever's hiring you, they will feel a deep resonance with you. And I just want to say with the guide, we've got navigator, progress, and direction. If a lot of you have been feeling like at the time of getting this reading that you're kind of on your last, straw as far as feeling like something's gonna work out for you, or like there's something about like the faith is dwindling, like I just don't know if this is going to get better. It will. You've actually got a guide with you. Okay, this card here, you've got a guide with you. But I also want to say, just in case it may resonate with one person, maybe you are supposed to be the guide. Okay, so a guide always finds its way to whoever needs it. So I think there's even something like where whoever you land or you end up with, whoever hires you, it's like there's going to be a very specific reason why you're there, whether it's that you need to meet the person that you're being hired by, or you need to affect change there. Like there's something spiritual coming through here. You need to keep at it though. Do not give up. You need to, like again, with the selling card, just like, I know I'm hearing that there's going to be a ton of rejection and it will get to a point where it's hard, but you got to keep at it. You got to keep at it. You're going to go from what feels like a jail cell, like you've been punished, because a lot of you have been feeling like, like, it's just like, is there a joke going? Is like someone having a go at me? Like you've been feeling like in career, maybe even money as well, like you're just getting punished. You're just getting like punished left, right, and center, and like nothing's happening. The jail cell even looks like, on the imagery, it looks very dreary and cold and dark, and like it's like there's nothing. And then we go to a beach where we've got more expansiveness. We've got a lot of people there. Maybe this could be also a little sign for you that maybe you need to go to the beach, okay? Maybe over there could be people that you could meet. Like, I don't know if you're a performer, but I mean, there's usually performers at beaches. I don't know. That could be for someone specifically, but these cards are very specific. So I just want to say as well too, like, that would be interesting if anybody here works at a jail but is like unemployed right now. You may be going to work at a jail and you could be the guide there, okay? And it doesn't have to be that you're counseling the inmates. It could just be that your presence is needed there because you're like a light, okay? And just by being there, you can shift the energy of the people, who knows? But I also think this could be very symbolic. We're going from what feels like dark, dreary, no hope from the jail card to the beach, which is bright, sunny, expansive, beautiful, okay? I think in a year from now, you're going to be really wanted. You may have a stroke of luck where it's like things just change like that, where it's like nobody's calling and then all of a sudden everyone's calling. And you will have to make decisions. You will have to make choices. But I want you to know you're going to be very busy, booked and busy, but very busy. But people will want you, but you're going to have to stay true to yourself, okay, along this way. And that could be anything from your standards to your mindset. And you need to be unique. Stay unique. I don't know if that's a message for some of you. A lot of you maybe have been thinking, should I change something about myself? No, not with the canary spirit. This is about you and your own song. And that's what actually gives you the edge as well, because I'm telling you, there's something unique about you. And once people find you, the right people find you, like, you're not going to be in ever again, actually, I just heard, where you're at right now. You will never be there again. And I do feel like there's something about the reputation. There's something about making an impression of where you'll be, and you will be talked about in rooms very positively. So I don't really see whatever path you're on right now. I don't see that coming about anytime soon again. Okay. You're kind of like, you take off and then that's it. But financially, more money. Absolutely. In the meantime, up until the year comes about that we're reading for, you're fine. You're making it work. You know how, this group, listen, this part may not resonate with you, but for me as a reader, I'm feeling like this group does not need any kind of advice on how to save money or how to prioritize money or do the right thing with money. They know how to stretch a dollar. They know how to manipulate. They'll go and eat like beans and rice if they need to. Like, they know what to do and to keep themselves afloat. But this is really positive, really positive. So just stay focused, and you got to stay consistent. Don't let, with this group, I'm hearing a lot about rejection. It's going to feel terrible, but you got to keep going. Okay. Something's bound to bite. Okay. Let me know. All right. Okay, so if you're gravitated towards this image and you resonate with being employed, let's get to your reading. Please keep an open mind. I'm not here to, sell a fairy tale. Have no expectations. Please also note, you don't have to accept anything that I say. If you'd like the extended reading, which we'll be looking at love, that will be within the pinned comment, and it will be geared towards, singles. It's complicated, coupled. It will have its precise categories. Again, it's in the pinned comment. So let's bring forth the messages this group needs to hear, not the messages they want to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to them. Where will they be at in a year from now? Those that are employed. Ooh, interesting. Bear with me. I have to draw many cards. I will also be incorporating your finances into this reading. So if you were wondering where the category was for that, I'm incorporating it because these two categories are very tied, okay? Ooh, what is going on here? Okay, I'm excited with this one. Very excited. Ooh, guys, I'm super excited. I just have to wait for these cards to come out. Okay. This is huge. This is probably, up until now, how much I've read, this is probably going to be the biggest, the best probably reading up until now that I've seen, okay? So if you're employed, there's a lot of opportunity coming for you that like you really can't even imagine in a year from now. And it could be with your current like job, your current position. There could be an opportunity to do something really amazing, but it's wild. It's like with the world card, like I wouldn't be surprised if this is being transferred into another country, transferred abroad, or doing, but it's like responsibility, but it's also an adventure at the same time. This could be something that is very bittersweet because you'd be leaving behind whoever you're working with to go somewhere else and, you know, like leave them behind. Because I think with this group, it's either going to be some of you who really love the people you work with. But I also want to say that it's a very well possible that even if you are employed, this could be with another company. You know, you're ready for something. I feel like with the world, you're like on the come up. And I don't know what that may look like. I don't know if it's just energetically or like skill wise, but it's like you need something more. You're ready for something more. And even if you don't think you're ready for something more, your spirit guide says you're ready for something more. You're ready to move with the elevator. Okay. You're ready to elevate in career. But it's like maybe even you're supposed to be somewhere on purpose. And I do want to say something here too with the world card. Like I wouldn't be surprised if you get put out there. You're getting put out there. You're being lifted and put out there, pushed out there, because it's just really, even with the world card, a part of your soul contract. You've got sweet results await. Sweet results, like, but it's the B, like you're on the move. You're on the move. And I think this is a long time coming. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you have been a little bit complacent or really are not even aware of like you needing more. Some of you may be like, yes, Chitra, I'm ready. Others of you may be like, I didn't even know. This could come as a total shock in a year from now when you're asked to kind of like do something or be put into a position of a lot more power and responsibility. But maybe even looking at it like, who, me? Really, me? Don't go there. I'm telling you, this is not something I feel like you really want to pass by or pass up. I mean, you have free will, but look at the two cards we've got. We've got performance evaluation and we've got growth. Are you kidding me? Like, people think you're ready. Someone thinks you're ready for this. Like, people are very confident in you. With the performance evaluation, I think this is really positive. You could be what people are seeking. Now, again, I don't know if this is going to be with the current company you're with or if you're moving to another company, but you're going somewhere. But again, bittersweet, because you're ending one thing and you're moving to something else. And it's one of those things where it's just like, this is good for you. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. You would love to take everybody with you, or you would love to stay at the same place, but it's like, this is what I feel like I'm being guided to do. It's good for me. It's growth. I'm ready for it. You know, it's preparation meets opportunity. I just want to tell you too, like, there's nothing you're going to have to really do for this to happen. If this reading is truly meant for you, it will happen on its own. I think you're going to be contacted. I really do feel that way. People have their sights set on you in a year from now. But listen, it could be that you're moving to a different company. You're elevating in title. But this could be with the world card, especially sitting above a 3 of Wands, a location change, a transfer, or the job is somewhere else. And it's like, it kind of represents a whole new beginning for you. You know, with the moon card, you will not really in a year from now know what the hell you're doing. You'll be acting on a hunch. which is like an intuition that this is right for you. But with the Knight of Pentacles, you've been preparing for this. They're telling me you've been preparing for this, whether you're aware of it or not. You may not know that you've been preparing for this, but this is where what you've been doing all this time is leading. And I just feel like here we've got recalibration with the repairman. Like you're ready to like start something new, but also like renovate yourself, you know, add something to the resume, you know, like you're ready. And I will say with the repairman, whatever this is that you're going to do, again, it doesn't have to be that it's a location or you're being transferred to another city, but you are going in to fix something. People who are assigning you to this, they feel confident that you are going to fix something. You will be acting as that. You will be, I don't care if it's negotiations, you are there purposely put to fix something. We've got the reader, seeker of knowledge, knowledge pursuer, explorer of information. Your soul is thirsty for this. Your soul is thirsty for this. I don't care if this is that you are just going to a new place, okay? Whether you're working at somewhere right now, listen, this other job could be totally out of your comfort zone. It could be new. I don't think that you're going to have to fake it till you make it. I think you're well equipped, but this is a chance to really like, not just do something new, but it's like simultaneously, you're kind of working on yourself in the same breath too, because you're putting yourself out there in a way that you haven't before. You're being vulnerable to change. You're being vulnerable to the unknown. Money-wise, I'm not worried here, okay? I'm more worried actually about like your feelings than anything, but this will come with more money, way more money, okay? But it will be also experience. And with the Knight of Pentacles, whatever this experience is that you get, or this next position that you get, it has the ability to put you on a trajectory of more money for the rest of your life. Okay, so it's like one of those things with the elevator. Once we move up a floor, we're never going back down again. We're just moving and we keep climbing. Okay, but with the heartbreak place, you know, you may kind of like not know what to do with your emotions. It will be a roller coaster of emotions. I do think you're leaving people behind, whether that be it's that, you know, you're going to a different city, or it's like the workplace that you are around. Now, if that doesn't resonate with you and you hate the people you work with, then like don't take that message. But I do think there's a roller coaster of emotions that come with this. It's not going to be the easiest thing to do, although I think you'll go for it. But it's just like, I just feel like you're doing what's good for you. And in a year from now, you're just, you feel very powerful. You feel very like empowered. You know, you feel like you've also crushed a lot of goals. You're very impressed with yourself, but it's all about how you feel with yourself. This is kind of the energy I'm feeling of where you'll be at in a year from now. You will feel like you can conquer anything, you can do anything. You know, we're not just getting the growth card just for growth and career. This is also, you know, a 7 card here. Like I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of healing that takes place through this. You will be put up in a better situation. You will have also, with the World card, like close the karmic cycle. Okay. Like I said, with the elevator, you're going up and you're never going like wherever you were before. It's just forward now, onwards and upwards. But this is very deep. This may be more deeper than you think. Okay. As in you will be, I'm telling you, closing out a karmic cycle. Maybe you've been trying to do this lifetime to lifetime. Elevate, put yourself out there, be known, you know, try new things. Who the hell knows? But yeah, this is wonderful. In a year from now, you're going to be in such a better space. You'll feel like I keep hearing the word empowered, and this will fuel you This will fuel you. You're going to really feel mentally stimulated in a year from now. There's no more of this, like, I'm still doing the same thing every day. Like, I'm doing what I know. I'm learning new things. And I do want to say that in a year from now, when you move in this direction, it will also come with other things. So you may want to catch the love reading, because I just feel like there's more than just money and, elevated status and career. This will bring about a whole new life for you. Okay? Wow. Let me know. Okay, so if you are guided toward this image and you resonate with being an entrepreneur, this is your reading. Be very open. If you'd like to catch the extended reading, it will be in regards to love. Where will you be at in love? And it will be separated into categories of singles, it's complicated, and coupled. You can find that reading within the pinned comment. But yeah, expect the unexpected with this reading, okay? So where will this group be at in 1 year from now? Those that are entrepreneurs. And I will incorporate the money reading into this, because these two categories are very closely intertwined, okay? Where will this group be at in 1 year from now? Those that resonate with being entrepreneurs. Okay, I'm gonna wait till I get all the cards out before I say what I just heard. I do have to draw cards, so just bear with me. Interesting. You know what's interesting about this group is that I feel like I have a few people here who are clicking on this who have not even started their entrepreneur journey yet. And then I feel like there are people who are already in the thick of it. Okay, they've started. I think with this group, and you will find in this reading that I will get messages even right now up until a year to kind of help you how to deal with this, or how to, best advice, those kind of things. I just feel like here, let's talk to the people who are clicking on this reading who have not even started yet. There's something I feel like you want to do. I'm feeling like I'm drawing with the drunkard to the part where it says avoidance. A lot of you are trying to avoid this. In whatever way that may look. I don't know if a lot of you are having a hard time in getting this off the ground, or not knowing like what to do. I don't know with the Two of Pentacles if this is also that, you have something else going on and you just don't know how to make this work, or you're trying to think of something. To do, because wherever you're at right now, you're just not getting the respect that you need, or you're feeling like it's draining you. It's not giving life to you. You want more out of career. So maybe you'll go ahead and try to give it to yourself. You do have the skunk spirit, which says know your worth. You are very much being challenged right now when it comes to like who you are as a person. Like whatever you're doing, as far as being an entrepreneur, it's taking a toll on yourself. It's taking a toll on you. You are, some of you who are already doing this, like already are on the entrepreneur journey. It's like, I feel like I'm getting struggling energy, like you're struggling. But it's like whatever you're doing in the business itself, how well the business is doing is it's kind of like reflecting back to you. You feel like it's reflecting back to you about your worth. And I understand this. Because this can happen. You can feel like, you've got a great product, or, you think you're fascinating. Why are not people not feeling that way about you? I feel like, there's a ton of expectations. But there's this also like strong will to succeed. But it could be taking a toll with the Two of Pentacles because it's getting to be too much. It's like I'm giving life to this. It's like blood, sweat, and tears. Maybe I'm even trying to balance it out with something else. Or even if you haven't started this, you're like, how am I going to balance this out? Or you're very afraid of rejection, or you're even afraid of like not succeeding. In a year from now, you have the possibility here of generating an income, and a money tree is a money tree. Look, that card is, when we talk about money trees, we're talking about it, like the symbology of it growing on trees. It's like never ending, right? And then we've got new assets. There is a possibility for this to become very successful. But there is something I feel like with the Eight of Swords that needs to be worked out first before it can move forward. And I don't know if this is that you're self-sabotaging. I don't know what you're doing with the Eight of Swords. I don't know if you are scared to start this, or you're afraid to put yourself out there, or you're afraid to try, or you're already doing that and it's just not working. So you are like telling yourself a bunch of stuff that this is never going to go anywhere. Eight of Swords, it's the Swords card. It can be mental. It could be like how you speak to yourself about your business, or your mindset regarding your business about succeeding. Something I feel like with the Eight of Swords needs to get clear, like cleared up mentally. If you can do that with the Justice card, this can balance itself out. But you're learning something karmically through your work. And I think it's a lot about your worth. And you may be like, well, what do you mean? Okay. If you're going to do this, if you're going to do this business, and you really have a passion for it, and you really want to do it, you have to do it or come from the place of like, I would do it if no one was watching. You have to release expectations. You have to release what things look like physically. And if you're in a place where you're like, Chitra, like, I'm not going to ignore the fact that I'm making $0, then I don't know what to tell you. If that's where you want to go, and I understand but there are people who like, they hold on, they release all of that, the projected, like what they're supposed to get and what they should be getting and what they should be making, and they succeed. It may take years, but they succeed. It's really about your belief system. It really is. I know a lot of people don't like to hear that. I just feel like something's boiling up, and I've got the scorching lands here with the blazing sun, arid desert, searing heat, parched earth. It's dry. It's dry. It feels dry. Like, but this could also be a message to those who are feeling like their worth is not, they're not feeling their worth in whatever they're doing, so they need to become an entrepreneur. You know, you're going to have to understand what this means with the skunk spirit. Like, there's something affecting the business with your worth, like knowing your worth, or maybe you're feeling like you need to go do something on your own and not wait for someone else to tell you how much you deserve to make. Something very karmic is happening here with the justice. This is something very important right now in your life that needs your focus and attention. What I will tell you with the post office is that, listen, that could be very, very, you know, these cards could serve as, you know, being very precise. Maybe you work at a post office. Maybe you're not feeling appreciated there. Maybe you need to go do something on the side and juggle it with this work. But for others of you, it could be that the post office is how you make money, and it's just there's no orders. There's nothing coming through. Others of you, I'm going to say something. In a year from now, the post office is going to play a big role in your entrepreneur journey. I don't know if it's that you get a letter, a specific letter that changes everything for you, or if it's literally that, you know, things will start picking up at the post office, as in you'll be getting more orders. Businesses can, you know, my business doesn't go through the post office, but I know a lot of people does. But you could be waiting on something from the post office, and in a year from now, that will be, it will be extremely positive. And I don't know if it's like you're looking for a loan, you're looking to get approved for something, it comes through the post office, but you are successful in a year from now. But you got to hold on. You got to hold on. And I do want to say another thing here too. It's kind of interesting with the Lover card. We've got love, romance, reproduction, and infinity. You may want to take that as a cue that if there is something that you're building, you may want to build it around love. I don't know. Or it could be anything. The infinity symbol, who the hell knows, or romance. Maybe there's a product you eventually launch that has something to do with love and it just skyrockets. But I also am taking this as the passion that you have for this business, okay? It needs to be infinite. It needs to not be attached to anything. It needs to be like, if it's real, it's real. And again, you do it if no one was watching. You just can't assume that your journey is going to be like everybody else's. You know, again, like, you do what you feel guided to do at the end of the day. If things are just not working and you feel from your guides that it's just showing you that, then by all means, you know, close up shop. But I just want you to know that, like, things don't always pop off in a year or 2 years or 3 years. Sometimes it takes time. But once you do get the ball rolling and something clicks, which I see happening in a year from now, your business will be kind of untouchable. And there will be reproduction. You will be reproducing the same product over and over again. It just reminds me of like when things go out of stock and you have to restock the same item. And it could be infinite, as in it could be something that you can sell for the rest of your life, even when you're 70, even when you're 80. I just think in the meantime, if you can work on what you feel like you're sabotaging within yourself, whether it be your mindset, your outlook, your expectations, you could get the ball rolling on this, but you will also balance this out. Okay, so it's not even like I'm telling you to go work on this. This is what's going to lead you up to your success, is you getting out of this Eight of Swords. And, you know, listen, I'm going to say it. Maybe there's a part of you that is, you know, running with a victim mentality regarding your, you know, I'm good. Why are they watching her? I'm better than her. This is not the way to go at it. Okay. I'm just giving you an example. Once this takes off in the way that it does, it will be unstoppable. You've even got the infinity symbol right here. Okay. So I'm telling you, there's something, and that's kind of interesting that we got the drunkard, because he also can resemble an Eight of Swords. You know, he's doing it to himself. Nobody's making him drink. I'm not saying you're a drinker, but do you get where I'm going? You got to stop abusing yourself, but you also got to like stop abusing your self-worth. Okay. With like how you speak to yourself, what you say you know, like, 'cause there's something attached to your business that you equate, like, how well the business goes, you somehow are equating to your self-worth. You got to be careful with that. It's not true. It's not true. I mean, anybody could do that. What am I going to do? Say, personally for me, I've been on YouTube for 5 years. I should have 100,000 subscribers. No. Why would I do that? I'm exactly where I need to be. I don't have anything to worry about. Okay. So in a year from now, you're going to land on a gold mine. Okay. There's going to be something you produce that is going to be something that you can produce forever, and it will bring you a never-ending money tree. It will always be something that people want. It will not go out of style, and it will also bring you new assets. So that could be very precise that, like, a lot of you need a car, but assets are assets. They're investments. They're anything. So this is really going to be about how you brave it. How you brave the dark, because I could see here with the scorching lines, it's building up. You are like, I needed this reading because I'm honestly on my last leg. Or if you haven't started this yet, you're just delaying time. You need to get on it. You need to get on it. And if you need to juggle it with whatever you've got going on top of it at the same time until you can get out. Money wise, I'm not going to lie here. It's going to be a bit tight. But you will find and you will get to do, you know, whatever you need to do to make it work. You will balance yourself, but with the Two of Pentacles, do not take on any kind of loans or, you know, don't add to your plate, because this guy can be a little frivolous. He has so much going on and he's being kind of casual by dancing about it. And he's like, sure, I've got a boat going over the, you know, about to cascade there. I can hardly hold these two pentacles, but sure, I can do more. Don't do that, okay? In a year from now, you will be set. And I'm telling you, there's going to be something that you produce that will, it's actually amazing. It's going to be like a #1 product. And it will be the one that I feel like really is like, it's like a trophy product. And it's like endless. It just keeps going. People want more of it. You have to constantly restock it. And this is what I feel like is going to really set you. You may even become your own brand for it. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if you become a brand, like your face is on the product. Like, you may even get a bit of fame for this. Okay. But yeah, this is what I've got for you. Let me know what you thought about the reading. I wish you all the best. Okay, so if you are gravitated towards image 3 and you are unemployed, this is going to be your reading. If you'd like to catch the extended, it's going to be on love. Where will you be at in love in 1 year from now? And it will be divided into singles, coupled, and its complicated categories. Again, look towards the pinned comment. You will see the reading there. Please keep an open mind, okay? I have no expectations with this reading, okay? I have not put a category for money because money and career are so closely intertwined. I will be reading from whatever spread I get as to kind of what your financial situation would be like in a year. So let's go ahead and bring forth the messages that those that are watching need to hear, not the messages they want to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to them. Where will this group be in 1 year? Those that are unemployed at this moment. Excuse me. Wow. These are great cards, just FYI. Bear with me. Excuse me. I am pulling cards from many decks, so just bear with me. Ooh, cannot wait to read. Sorry if you cannot see everything. I will make sure you know what the cards are. Just bear with me. Wow, this is super exciting. Okay, I'm gonna go with this one. I don't very rarely do that, but I felt guided to. Yeah, absolutely. Change is coming. Okay, so you've got a lot of advancement. What I can tell you is you definitely will not be unemployed in a year from now. That's for sure. We have some reference being made in the spread to like people. I actually feel like you're going to be joining like a new group, or a new group is going to come into your life, or this could be that, you know, they're the right people at the right time show up. They give you the wisdom that you need. You've got divine intervention and guidance coming to you. That's the thing I should have also said, is that you may also get messages about right now up until what you'll be like, or what it will be like for you in a year from now. I've got massive growth, massive change. Kind of interesting with the learner. I don't know if you're going to be learning something new or putting something into action. What I would say is, if you're curious about anything right now, if you're getting this reading and at this time you're curious about anything, something that would be unknown territory, something you know nothing about, you may want to take this as a sign that you should get to it, because there's something new being learned, and this could be you coming into the next stage of life, okay? Because, you know, you being maybe unemployed right now is actually, you know, it's not a mistake. It's not random. I do feel like you may develop gifts along the way that put you in this specific place in a year from now. We've got the Genius card. We've got Bearer of Gifts, extraordinary, intellect, innovative mind, and exceptional ability. I wonder if there's people here who are in school right now who just are watching this reading and trying to make it work. Like, they're not really technically employed yet, but they're in school, they're on their way. This would make sense. But I'm going to say another thing. If you are unemployed and you don't resonate with being in school, but you're curious about something, this is your sign. I just feel like you're going to be led and guided to something completely new. And it's kind of interesting with this card because we got the otter spirit. You are never alone. I'm telling you, there's like a whole new family, or a soul tribe, or just like people who have been guided to help you. You may even hear about this new thing through someone else, but you may be joining a team as well too. I'm not gonna put that out of the equation as well. You're gonna be either inventing something or you're going to be learning something new, and you're going to learn how to put it into motion with the factory. You will, with the roof, be a lot further ahead in a year from now than you are now. Now, that may make sense to you because you'll be graduating, but if you have no idea what this is, you're going to be like, it's a higher perspective. So if you kind of are like watching this reading and you have no idea where the hell you're headed, or you are confused or lost, with the rooftop views, you're not in that state anymore, okay? You're not in that state. You have a higher perspective. You can see the bigger picture. You're gonna be, in a year from now, meeting a lot of people. You're gonna be networking. You're gonna be maybe even potentially joining a team, or going in on an investment with other people. This could be also joining a team in a company. But you could also be doing a business venture with the work from home card. This could be you doing your own thing, or getting some sort of remote job. There's changes afoot. And in a year from now, you'll be flying. Now, financially, you've got security. So with the Four of Pentacles, it tells me it's probably more money than you have now, but it's also a lot more consistent. It's more consistent. It's when you kind of know what to expect, and it's looking like it's predictable. It's like you're getting the same every month. It's not like an up and down, but there's something new on the horizon. Something will be brought to your attention, like kind of like a look here, like a nudge from the universe or a person. Look over here. Empress is also like, she starts her own business. She's a co-creator. So you're co-creating, but you're learning. And then I feel like there's gifts coming out. And then there's like some extraordinary, exceptional ability that you stumble upon. Or it's like a jackpot moment, like right over there, right over here. This is where I should go. And then you bring something to the table with it. And then, you know, it's totally for you. And it's like all these creative juices. And I'm seeing like a bartender putting all these things together, and it's just beautiful. It just becomes the most beautiful product. A lot of you need to know you're not alone. A lot of you have been feeling alone, like there's been no divine guidance. No ideas coming. This could take time, but in a year from now, you're on a path and there's other people with you. That's the interesting, there's other people with you. Yes, it could be coworkers, it could be team members, it could be other investors, or it could be a networking thing where, you know, you've got clientele, but you're higher up with the perspective. You're like on a rooftop, you're on a mountain. You've got more of an idea of where you're headed, where you're going, but you're creating. I cannot get away from this. Like, I don't care if you even work for a company. You're creating something within that company. I don't care if it's sales. I don't care if it's marketing. I don't care if it's a product, a brand. I don't know what this is, but you're making something with the factory. But the factory is also like an assembly line. So it's like really all the things have to, you know, be working to kind of make the perfect thing. And I feel like you're in the process of that. But even if you don't understand what I'm talking about, you will, up until this year, you know, shows up, you will be getting prepared. You will be sorting things out and you will be putting something together. And by the year when it comes, this 1 year from now, you will have, I feel like, built something, a reputation, a venture. But it's not alone. You will not be alone. You will not be alone. You will be with others. You will be with a team, a new team. And if it's whether it's all of you working together on the same team towards a particular goal, so be it. But it's interesting for me. Because I really feel like I can't stop hearing team. This is a team venture. But this is excellent. Excellent. And financially, I think you're going to be, it does feel like I'm hearing commission. You will have been paid appropriately. There is something about being paid appropriately. I don't know if you have not been paid appropriately in the past, but you may actually get more of the money than the other people involved because it's your idea. You're bustling with ideas, you're co-creating, you're learning, you've got an edge up on, you know, the competition, but you're still within the team, gonna be making, I feel like, the most. You will not get shortchanged. You will have more of a financial stability. But you are like being within the reading, encouraged to keep creating. So even if you find yourself with a company, you need to be learning and doing your own thing and inventing, because you're going to go through a period of time where it's going to be like a hot time for you. Like with the creative geniusness, you need to start putting things into action. I don't care what the ideas are. They are saying for some of you, they could be very outlandish ideas that you think will never fly. I would urge you to be careful with that. You never know. But your mind is going to be on fire. And in the meantime, please, like, brush up, okay? Don't let yourself stagnate. If you're curious about something or you're interested or you get this out of left field feeling like you should go learn this, you have to do it. This is really with this group. Your blessings in career and money are going to come to you, and they're going to feel like they're coming out of nowhere. But they are divine guidance to get you to where you need to be, but you're going to have to be the one that puts it into action, okay? In a year from now, I feel like something's flowing with the factory card. Something is in movement. It's in the works. And it feels like a project, but it feels like big. And I feel like I see your name stamped on it. You're the one who created it. Maybe there's a team, but you created it. I don't care if it's a book. I don't care what it is. Don't put yourself into any kind of limited boxes. So if you're unemployed, don't just be like, okay, I'm going to go look to be hired by a company. Yes, do that, but also do your own thing. And if you do end up finding, or you end up being in a creative job in 1 year from now, this is just going to be the icing on the cake, because you'll have freedom to do whatever you want. And you will be moving and shaking. Okay, so if this is a company that you're hired by to create something or invent something or add to the place, you will be in an explorative energy. You will be not just making money and inventing, you will be everywhere. So you could be sent here, you could be sent there. You'll be moving around and you will be gathering, okay? This feels great. Positive changes are afoot. And there's an income stream coming from home. But I also feel like you are getting hired by a company. But this feels like multiple income streams to me. Something that has the ability to make you money on the side. It allows you to. There's freedom of expression. You will be expressing yourself creatively and making a living at it in a year from now. Finances will be really good. They'll be secure. They'll be predictable. I don't really see much here with anything, with respect to anything that you need to be worried about money. What I will say is that one thing very strongly that's coming through in this for the unemployed, you have to go with where the wind is taking you. And if there's something that sparks your interest, you need to dig deeper, because there's something in that, okay? All right, let's move on. So let's talk to those that are employed. Be very open with this reading. If you'd like to catch the extended, I will be looking at love, where you'll be at in love, and that will be sectioned off by singles, coupled, and it's complicated. It will be within the pinned comment if you'd like to access it. There is no category within this reading for money. I will be reading it simultaneously with the main spread, but be open, because anything could come out. What does this group need to hear? Let's bring forth the message they need to hear, not the messages they want to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret them. Where will they be at in 1 year? Those that resonate with being employed at this moment. I have to draw some other cards, so bear with me. For those of you that are employed, in a year from now, there may be a situation that arises where I feel like I'm a little caught off guard by it. I don't know if there's like, it feels like drama. It feels like a disappointing move made by your company. And it could be honestly very petty, but it could have something to do with the work as well too. I feel like a decision that's made that doesn't sit well with you. It has nothing to do with being laid off. It feels to me like unfair, unjust. But if you resonate with the fact that where you work right now, like you hate it there and you don't feel right, this is just gonna come to a boil in a year from now. And I feel like you're going to get to a point where there's going to be one specific thing that is just like the nail in the coffin. I'm sick of defending myself. I'm sick of the chaos here. I do feel like your workplace could be filled with a ton of narcissism, or dysfunction. Like people who are dysfunctionally on their own, okay? Like personally, they're dysfunctional. And I just feel like there's just something that happens that you just can't brush under the carpet anymore, or you can't take. Like there's this needing to stand up for oneself or say what you feel is right. And it's actually created by the universe. It's actually really beautiful the way it goes down, because it's going to open up an avenue for, I feel like, you to kind of get what you want. Now, this is going to be a very cryptic message, I feel like, for this group, because it's a general reading. I don't know how it will unfold. I cannot draw more cards. I just feel like there's something that happens at your workplace. You may want to take a mental note of what I'm saying or save the reading, where I feel like you may defend yourself, or you may step up or rise up or say something or say no more. And I feel like it creates an opportunity for you to, I feel like, either leave, be on your merry way, or get what you want. I do feel like with this card follow up, there's something you're reporting. There's something that you're reporting, or there's something that you're talking to someone about that looks like HR to me. And something's negotiated from it, a better deal. Now, listen, it could be that you end up going on your merry way and then you find the place that feels right to you. Or it could be that you're staying within the actual company, but maybe now they fear you, okay? It's kind of like Russian roulette, it feels like to me. But something, again, is boiling over in a year from now. It's like there's a huge shift. You're at a place in your life in a year from now where something needs to change. You're no longer willing to do whatever it is that you were doing, whether that be that you were being taken advantage of at your workplace, or, you don't like the people, or there's something unfair going on, or you literally feel like it's just not the place for you anymore. There's going to be a wish fulfillment, but it's going to come about in a very weird way. I'm going to be really real about that. You're not going to see it coming. It's going to literally smack you upside the head. And it's interesting because with the Park card, I just feel like I think you want something out of life with respect to career. You want more of like a serene setting, more of like maybe freedom. You want opposite of what this chaos has been. You want a haven, a safe haven, a place that, you want to wake up in the morning and go to, okay? Whether that be that this is you working for yourself, I don't know. I'm just saying, you don't want to be this person anymore, okay? You don't want to be a security guard anymore, like on edge, or feeling like you have to be like a patrol keeper. There's something that a lot of you would understand about this, like going to work and feeling like you have to be on edge or be ready with, to defend yourself. It could be that even this could be very blatant. Maybe you work for a security company. Like, I have to read it very blatant as well too. But you want to be more of a co-creator. You know, you want to be like more in the driver's seat with the engineer card, not really on the offense. You want to be more like the one who is, you know, co-creating. But I also feel like we've got the problem solver here. So it's like you will get a problem solved. It's just gonna, again, happen in a very interesting way. And with the cow spirit, you've got the miracles are endless. The miracles are endless. In a year from now, there's going to be a lot of divine intervention in your career. They will be removing you from places that you no longer need to be anymore. It's like you've exhausted it. Or fields. I mean, with the Hermit card, listen, this could be that you need a timeout. Maybe with the Park card, you need to rest for a bit. You need to be pulled out. You need to rest for a bit and then go on your merry way. But this could also be that you could be going independent, doing your own thing. But listen, this could be a payout. This could be like, I don't know what this is going to look like, but something has happened and you're saying something about it. You're speaking it up. You're bringing it up to their attention. And then there's like a real good negotiation that happens out of this, but it could be the reward for speaking up and speaking out. Now with the museum, this could indicate that, you know, you've been at this place for a while. It's getting old. It's getting real old. And you need something new. You need something new. You need to go. But the Spirit wants to say that they've been listening. They've been listening. They've been seeing. They've been watching. They know what you want, but you got to trust the process with the star. It could come about in a very strange way, in a way that is very uncomfortable for you. Maybe you don't even resonate with, you know, speaking out and speaking up. But you're learning a lot. But I just feel like to start with that card, I don't know. Something happens, but it's divine intervention, but it doesn't look like it's positive at first, but it's a literal miracle with cow spirit. It's a miracle in disguise. So it's like, turn around, stop, you know, crying over what has left. Look at what's, you know, behind you. And here we've got the successful card. So wheels could be turning in a year from now. You could be shifting out of what no longer serves you. And you could be moving in the direction of more peace, more calm, a better setting. Now, a lot of you could be watching and being like, I love where I work. You never know how this can pan out. You have to contact me in a year from now. You know, things can surprise you. People can surprise you. Situations can surprise you. But listen, if this is that you also want to get out and you are going to be maybe in a year from now looking for something else, it says that you will also be very successful. There will be a follow-up interview. You will get called back and you will be negotiating a new contract with some other place. Okay? You will be hired by another place, and it could just be that it's time to go. Because with the museum card, I just feel like wherever you've been, it's outdated. It's like not resonating for you anymore. You need something new. But I also feel like with the Seven of Wands, I cannot ignore this. Something about you is on edge with where you currently are. And if it's just that it's not the people and it's just the field and it's just not syncing up or it's not giving you life, that could be it as well too. You know, with the engineer, he wants to create. He wants to build. He wants to be, you know, out there learning new things, putting new things together. He doesn't want to stay with the same tried or true. He wants to explore. He wants to create. It's all of that. But this could definitely very well be you on your own. But there's a turn of events. There's a huge shift. And you are moving. I don't know in what way. It could have been all the things I just said, but you will be successful at the end of the day, but it may take time to see that. There is nothing coming up financially. That tells me there's nothing to be worried about. I think they want you to really be putting your needs first and not basing your needs based off of like what your financial bills look like. This is a time where in a year from now, you're going to have to start adapting to the impossible, okay? Or in a year from now, you could be really good with that, you know? Allowing life to unfold naturally without trying to control it. But I'm not worried about money. There's actually nothing in here about money. Other than maybe with this card, you know, there's a payout or there's a new contract and, you know, there's a new deal that's more favorable. But I'm just not getting anything with money. Not for you guys here. Okay, well, this was your reading. Let me know. Okay, so if you are an entrepreneur and you were gravitated towards this image, let us bring forth the messages you need to hear, not the messages you want to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to you. Make sure if you are also employed, okay, and an entrepreneur, you are watching that reading too so that you maximize this reading to its full benefit, okay? Be open. Anything can come out. Anything can come out. If you'd like to catch the extended, it's going to be on love and it will be sectioned off to singles, coupled, and it's complicated. It will be down in the description box within the pinned comment. You can catch it there if you'd like to access it. Where will this group be in a year from now, those that are entrepreneurs? Bear with me, I have to draw more cards. I will be also reading on your financial situation within this spread as well. Oops. Bear with me, okay? I'm not going to sit here and lie about what I'm seeing, okay? And I want you to know that these messages can also be applied to anywhere from now until a year, okay? Surely not just where you'll be at in a year. You will be fighting for your life with this entrepreneurship goal of yours, okay? It will literally test, and a lot of you I'm hearing are like, it's been that way. It's already been that way, Chitra. It's more of that. You are gonna have to really decide right now whether this is something you want to do, because it does have the potential to blossom. But I think it's also for you, whatever else is happening in life as well too is coming, I feel like, a bit crashing down. It's not just handling the business, it's also life in general. And I think with this card, your business could get affected by the economy. But if it's not that your business is affected by the economy, it's life. So you're battling up trying to make this thing work, but then you've also got the economy, And I haven't read actually or gotten that answer for anyone else, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if your business has a lot to do with the stock market, or it's in the business district, or it could just be like everyone's business is being affected, It is what it is. It's not going to miss anyone, Sure, maybe not some businesses, but it'll be very few. You're going to have to be a dreamer of grand schemes with the careerist. You're going to have a vision. You're going to have to be very cunning. And you're going to have to devote yourself to aspiration, okay? With the butcher, there's the subheaders, ruthless cruelty and slaughter. You will feel like everything, by the time a year rolls around, everything was at odds for you. You almost it's like I was almost taken out by this business to stay on, to stand strong. Did you ever think that maybe you're learning a lot about perspective? Like a different way to look at things? Maybe you are being challenged right now. I will reiterate, this business has the ability to make it in a year, become something. I don't know where you're at with this. Become something in a year, or make it past, next year. But it's going to take everything out of you, and you are going to have to reinvent yourself, and you're going to have to stay super laser focused with the Queen of Swords. Should you do all of that, you'll overcome anything. You will see progress, okay? You will see progress. Now, for some of you, this could be very, 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 very blunt. Maybe you have, you understand that your business is around, floral delights or gardening or, plant care. But it also could be that it's in the financial center, has something to do with that. Like, I wouldn't be surprised here if we even have people who are investors, but are like smart enough to actually click on the reading for entrepreneur, because most people wouldn't think that. They think, okay, you have your own business. No, if you're investing in stuff, you could technically also be an entrepreneur. But you're going to have to be very brave, very brave. If you have patience, you will come out on the other end very secure. But you've got a Queen of Pentacles. She's got what it takes. She sits there and she's like frugal as F. In the meantime, she is persistent. She gets up every morning and goes at it. It doesn't matter what's being shown to her. But she's got the patience of a saint. And this business will take everything out of you, even emotionally, spiritually. It will seem at times cruel. We've got the armadillo spirit. It is a 3 card. So this is very much in regards to creating, but you will have to set healthy boundaries, in the sense that, I'm going to say this because I have not said this to anybody yet. If this starts to take a toll on you in a way that is really not good, you may, in a year from now, be deciding to call it a day. Okay? Maybe you will get enough from spirit that you're like, you know what, this is just not worth the sacrifice. I'm gonna call it a day. But if it's not that, for others of you, it could be that you need to have your wits about you. Don't allow yourself to get pulled into this. Make sure with the 5 of Pentacles, you're not spending more than what you're making. Find a way to do less, do more with less. Okay? Don't go out there and buy the most fanciest stuff. In a year from now, you can definitely still be working. You will have gained enough, I feel like, skills. You will be better at what you're doing, but it's going to take, I cannot deny the fact that you need to hear the message that this is going to take everything out of you. And it will be a ton of overtime. You will be giving blood, sweat, and tears to this. I know it doesn't sound very fun, but listen, to be honest, if a lot of people listen to this, like if majority of entrepreneurs in the world listen to this, they'd be like, what's new, Chitra? What's new? That's what it's like when you're starting your own thing. But I know for me, when I'm saying it, it could sound like it's really bad. I've also got this. This may make sense to you. I am hearing don't give up. Just because one place denied you doesn't mean another will. But I've got a loan denied. Now that could mean that you understand that right now at the time of getting this reading. And it's just validation that this is your pile. Maybe with this business, you need a loan and you're getting denied, but don't give up. In a year from now, it could be very different. If you keep your wits about you, this could really flourish. But I also want to speak to the people who feel like this is just not going in the way and you feel like it's not becoming healthy for you anymore. Please also listen to that as well too. No one's going to, blame you for trying. At least you tried. But we've got a 5 of Cups here, and that's always a very positive card to me because yes, it looks like everything is going downhill, but you still got 2 cups standing. So there's a fight still left in this, even in a year from now. But you're going to have to remove yourself emotionally. I mean, Queen of Swords, she's not emotional in any sense. Not when she's building a business. She's like, distraction what? Obstacle what? I don't even see you. She puts on her like symbolic butcher hat and she just starts attacking. She's like, I gotta be ruthless about this. I gotta be, to believe it, to believe in it. I gotta stay focused. But listen, I know you clicked on the reading because you wanted to know where you're going to be at in a year. This business is not a failure, but it's going to require a lot of work. I feel like in a year from now, you will still be afloat, but it could still be at times very stressful to keep it going. And it could really be that you're being affected by something externally, and it could be the economy. And listen, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with the economy. I don't know how far or if this can even come back. I'm not here to predict on that, but please, whatever you're doing with this business, try to see if you can do, again, less with more, more with less. Do not go out there and start purchasing a bunch of stuff or having this grand vision. Do whatever you can with whatever you have. And please take into account this, card. So if it means just maybe offering more sales or lowering the cost a bit, maybe do so. Start to get really inventive, innovative with your business. Don't just go with what you've been doing. You're going to have to explore. You're going to have to become a dreamer of grand schemes if you want this to work. So listen, it is what it is. I know it could look like this is not what you wanted to hear, but it doesn't have to be that anything is, bad. It's just basically me giving you a heads up as to kind of so that you don't get into a worse situation, okay? Brush up on any skills, get better at what you're doing. Listen to your divine inner guidance, stay real strong mentally. Do not be spending money. I do feel like financially you'll be okay, but this business may have taken a chunk out of your life savings or, and it's just not really maybe producing as much, but it doesn't mean that this can't bloom. You've got a really great card here. It doesn't mean that this can't bloom past next year. So I'm not going past next year. I'm only looking at where you're going to be at by next year. But with this card, this is really positive. And sometimes, when it comes to flowers and crops, they take time. They do. So if you water it okay, in the right way, in the way that I've just kind of explained, it will give back, but it could be that there's a bit taken out of you financially to keep this either thing going or afloat, or it's like I'm putting out more than what I'm getting. But if you stay focused down the line, you know, this could turn around. It's just what we're looking at next year. But again, I want to reiterate, if this is starting to take too much out of you, like by all means, you do what you feel guided to do. Okay? Because, you know, we don't want you going downhill too with the business. Okay? Sorry that didn't seem better. I wanted to be very honest. A lot of you, I feel like, are going to understand this because you're dealing with this now. I'm not saying you cannot have profits or you cannot be successful, but I just can't negate the part where I just feel like a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears is going to have to be poured into this, and focus, and you having yourself right, like mindset-wise, in order for this to blossom. But it can very well blossom, but you will have to have, with the Queen of Pentacles, a patience on you like no other. Okay? All right, well, this was your reading. Take care. Okay, so if you were guided towards image 4 and you resonate with being unemployed, this is going to be your reading. If you'd like to catch the extended, we're going to be looking at love a year from now, where you'll be, and it will be sectioned off into categories of singles, it's complicated, and couples. You can find the link within the pinned comment if you'd like to access it. Be very open with this reading, okay? I'm not here to sell any kind of fairy tales, okay? Please also note you don't have to accept anything that I say within this reading as well. So let's bring forth the messages this group needs to hear, not the messages they want to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to them. Where will they be at in a year from now, those that are unemployed? Bear with me, I have to get a lot of cards out. Wow. Okay, I can't believe you got the fireman card, because I did feel like with this group, you've been going through it. You've been really going through it. And that could be with respect to many things, maybe lack of direction, feeling unsupported. You may also, by the way, get messages within this reading about right now up until a year from now. But listen, in a year from now, there's going to be a lot more movement. You will be better equipped, but you will have gone through it. I'm not going to lie here. From now until next year, you will be dissecting a lot. There could even be a career path change, a complete change in a direction that you didn't see coming. I am going to say another thing too, that, you know, we've got overspending and budget. Oh, by the way, you know, you will have a money reading, a financial reading within your reading. There's no separate category for it, but this tells me here that this group in a year from now is going to know how to balance a budget. Okay. You're going to become real frugal. Listen, I see a lot of challenge, but it's like, listen, nobody's ever going to work on themselves unless they're challenged. That's just the way it is. You know, if everything's so hunky-dory and la 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 la, no one's going to do anything. I feel like you're being humbled. You may even feel like you're being humbled right now. Like a lot of you are just really, have maybe not even been in this position before. But there's going to be a clear out and there's going to be a lot of change. But you can definitely weather this storm with the fireman card. It talks about being brave. It talks about sacrifice, it talks about rescue, and extinguishing. I do think you will be able to put the fire out, but it's not going to come without a lot of chaos. So from now until then, it will be trying times. But when that year comes, that we're speaking of in 1 year, you're going to be a lot more ahead than you would have been if you didn't go through all what you went through here. Justice card also tells me that through this chaos, you're also learning. You're learning a lot karmically. And listen, you know, people like to underestimate, you know, spirituality and ascension and, you know, their path and how it can be, you know, worked on through different categories. I think through your money, through your career, you're definitely learning a lot about life, but, you know, yourself, but also, you know, things that, you know, need to be changed. I am feeling like with this group, there could be some people here who used to make a lot of money and that's been taken away from them. So again, I do feel like I keep hearing you're being humbled. You are learning, I feel like, a lot in regards to kind of your overspending. You know, are you dissolving materialism? I feel like we're dissolving materialism as well too. With the bathroom card, we're trying to get you into a place where you're no longer functioning the way that you were. So there's a clean out, you know, with the bathroom, a clean out. We've got pristine cleanliness and we've got water and renewal. You're going to be renewed, but not in the way that you may think. This may come in a way that looks real negative and feels negative or feels like, you know, you're getting the crappy end of the stick, but it's not. Something needs to change with the fuel station. Something needs to change. I think you're going through a huge awakening with the fuel station card, but not only that, a rebirth. And a lot of you, I feel like you're going to become quite wise in a year from now, but you're also going to be on a new path. And that Chariot also tells me you're speeding towards that very quickly in a year from now. You're probably already there, but look at the elephant spirit. You're learning from the past. You're learning what to do differently. Something with this group has changed in a year. It's either the direction, you know, your direction in career, or maybe even with the Fool, you're going at it alone. You're deciding to kind of do your own thing. But I also feel like with finances, you are learning something huge, and it could be how to balance a budget. It could be just more knowledge around money. But I wouldn't be surprised if this group is also getting rid of materialism, because I'm sensing someone who really had a lot coming in and it's been yanked it's just been yanked out of their life. And it feels unfair, but I feel like it was on purpose to kind of humble you, to get you to see that, you know, whatever you were doing, the lifestyle you were living, it wasn't like real. There were aspects of it that was not real. You didn't need like 20 pairs of jeans. I'm just being symbolic here. This is major upheaval. But I'm going to tell you something. In a year from now, you'll be coming out of this way, way better. Because now when you're given money, and you will have more money in a year from now, you'll know what the right thing is to do with it. You won't spend it on frivolous things, okay? in a year from now, you're unrecognizable in career. You're doing something completely different. Either that, you could even be attending school. People could be like, you could be somebody who for 20 years has been doing the same thing. And then all of a sudden you're like, I'm going to go to school and do this. And people are like, huh? Like there's going to be something. And I don't know if you're in the midst of this right now, because obviously you're unemployed, but I don't know if there's going to be something that knocks you off course to kind of like get you onto a new path. But it's not going to be fun. I really don't want to lie to this group. It's not going to be fun. And I'm going to tell you something. They're getting my attention with respect to that image that you were gravitated towards. You're going to have to keep up. You're going to have to keep up. You may feel like you're having to do that right now. Like there is no time to get emotional about this. Like you're going to have to ride the wave, and you're going to have to take the cues and the signs as to kind of what is being presented to you and why this is happening. You're going to have to get it very quickly. And I'm not saying that if you don't get it quickly, that, it's all going to be downhill. It's not about that. It's just that, like, if you can put your emotions aside and really have a broader perspective as to kind of why things are happening, or work on maybe even getting into the flow of like, this is happening for me, not to me, you'll be able to ride this wave a lot better. But again, some of you with the Fool card, you're going your own direction, or you're going in a new direction. In a year from now, you are really unrecognizable to most people. People are going to be like knowing you for this, and then you're going to tell them you're doing this, and they're going to be like, huh? It's giving unrecognizable energy for me, but stronger in knowledge, stronger in spirit. With the Fool, it's like, even that, like, I can take on the world. And I do feel like with this group, you don't have that right now. You don't have that attitude. You can't say right now you feel that confident about your future. In the future, you're there. And I'm telling you, you've got more money, but you've got more money because something's changed financially for you with respect to how you deal with your finances. So you've even got more money, because the old you would have spent it on real frivolous things. Like, I'm using the word frivolous. They're telling me for some of you, you have spent your money on the most stupid things. I'm using the word frivolous though, but they want me to say stupid. I don't want to say stupid, because it's not a judgment. We all have to learn this at some point. It's not like this stuff was taught to us in school. But yeah, you're learning about budgeting. Maybe you are going to even go in that direction. Who knows? I'm talking to thousands. Maybe you will be teaching people about money in a year from now and doing really well at it. Listen, I have to read it as is too. Maybe you're going to go into be, a fireman or a firewoman. I don't know. But I feel like this is more about you braving the fire, because I see a lot of that with the Tower. You're going through a rebirth. Nothing you're going through right now, those that are watching, who are unemployed, there's nothing accidental about this. You're being yanked out of your current path so that you can move on to a new one. But even this Fool card talks about ignorance, rashness, impulsiveness. There was something about the way you were moving before that was really kind of like checked out. Maybe you thought you never could become unemployed. Maybe, you just didn't save for a rainy day. I don't know, but we're trying to get you on track with all of that. And with the elephant spirit, I'm telling you, you're going to be learning a lot from this so that you can move forward. So in a year from now, you're in a lot better space. You will have braved the dark. You will have come out on the other side. You'll be back better, better than ever. You'll be making more money. You will know what to do with your money. You will know like where to put it. There's even this reference that's being given to me about like investing. You will have been, you will have in the future start investing in things. You're very serious about your money in a year from now. And I think you're so knowledgeable about, whatever it is that, you're definitely going to be starting to spread it around. So like, listen, if I'm talking to you and it resonates that you've been wanting to talk about money, start a channel, whatever, be an advisor, This is not a coincidence, but something is, I feel like, changing with the fuel station card. But I also feel like this is about running on empty. So I will say in a year from now, there is going to be something that may come about really at the last minute that could turn this whole thing around for you. I'm not saying it will happen in a year, but from now until a year, something will come into your life. Because they're showing me at the fuel station with a car that's just trying to get there. Literally, it's on empty. The car could turn off at any moment, and then it's like, boom, they get there, and then they're able to change the fuel out. This may be a common theme up until, this year that we're speaking about comes about. So if you kind of have been resonating with the fact that, like, it's tight, but you always seem to get yourself out, that will continue. You will have miracles, okay? There will always be, money to pay the bills. There will be, to keep you afloat. But there could be one thing in particular that comes about that really sets you on a new path, and it will feel very destined. It will feel, it's an opportunity to do something. Whether that be that it's someone else giving it to you or you are noticing it yourself and you take action, I don't know. But there will be a new path presented. It's going to be up to you to walk it, though. Sign yourself up for it. Because I also feel, too, they're telling me now with the fuel station, like, you haven't felt that way. Like, nothing was fueling you before. Like, maybe you thought it was. Like, whatever you were doing before you were unemployed. There's going to be new fuel. But this new fuel is going to keep you going. It's going to keep you interested. It's going to be, again, what is next for you. Kind of interesting we have the Chariot here, too, because that's also like a vehicle symbolically. Does somebody here want to start a gas station? That would be so funny. Let me know. Or something around vehicles and fuel. That would be so funny. But they are showing me like new juice, something to inspire me. Like, I was not inspired before, or I thought I was, but I actually wasn't. This is, whatever's coming is new. It's fresh and it's more inspiring. And it fuels me. It's really cool how this symbolically, this card can, symbolically be dissected. But yeah, budgeting, you're going to be really doing well with that. A lot of you need to hear that because, you would not consider yourself the best with money. You are going to be learning that through this, and it would have never came about. If it never came about like this, you would have never looked at it. So you're going to have to really change your perspective. All right. Let me know what you thought. Okay, so if you were guided towards this image and you resonate with being employed, let us read for you. If you'd like the extended, we'll be looking at love in a year from now, and it will be sectioned off by singles, coupled, and it's complicated. You can find that link to access within the pinned comment down below. Please keep an open mind. I do not have a category for money. I will be reading your financial situation within the spread. Let's bring forth the messages this group needs to hear, not the messages they want to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to them. Where will they be at in a year from now? Those that are employed. Bear with me, I have to also draw many cards. Huh. Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. These cards are screaming, like validating what I picked up from the main cards. The oracle cards are, wow, okay. And that card too. Wow. So if you're employed right now, there's definitely an opportunity coming. It feels big. It feels bigger than what you're doing right now. I don't know that I feel like this is with your current company that you're working for. I feel like this is with someone else, another company. I don't even know how you come about this. Like, I don't know how it comes into your path, but like, it's there. And you're totally, you know, when you see the opportunity, you're like totally capable. There's something that feels like it was made for you. It's a job. It's a position. It's like, by the way, we're not going to just get messages for where you're going to be at in a year from now. We're going to get messages for right now up until then. There's going to be something that comes into your trajectory, your path. It's going to hit you like a ton of bricks. It's going to feel like chills in the body. Like there's something about this you need to go for. You need to go for this. You need to. And it's crazy because it's like, I feel like wherever you're at right now is pretty good. It feels good. It feels good. It feels okay. It's great. It's okay. But it's like there's something else. And it's like there's something, it's going to hit you like a ton of bricks. It's going to be chills. It's going to be like something screaming like, this position was made for me. I don't feel like you seek this out. I actually feel like this comes into your path, and it's by design. It's not going to be random. No sorry, Bob, okay? You've got employee, you've got work, service, consultation, you've got the journalist, you've got, reporting, interview, inquiry. You've got interview here, but you've also got background check. I'm just wondering here, because even with the judgment card, is there something for somebody who's watching out there who feels a little nervous about going somewhere else because maybe there could be potentially something on or in their background? I would urge you to let that go because I think this position is for you. It feels like it's for you. And yes, with the Two of Wands, it would be a bit of a risk because I think wherever you're at right now feels very safe. But there's something that's calling you, and it's almost gonna feel like if I don't go for this, I'll never forgive myself. You've got grasshopper spirit. You got to take a leap of faith, it says. I think in a year from now, you're at a new company. And this new company, you're like at the head of something. You are like, your position's higher. The money is amazing. It's like double. I heard double what you're making. And I think with the Seven of Pentacles, I don't know if this is somebody who's watching who really likes to challenge themselves or likes to grow, but something about you needs to grow. You just may not know what it is, but I feel that. Like, I feel like if I'm you and I'm wondering like why I'm pulled, it's because I think I want something new, but I also want growth. And yes, where you're at is okay, but you may wonder if you can grow as fast, whereas if this position, it's just right there for the taking. I am going to tell you that in a year from now, you're going to get this job. You are going to get this job. You will have to be on your A game, though. I'm not going to lie. I don't want to sit here and, not say everything that I'm seeing. this is definitely a challenge. It's definitely a lot more responsibility. It's not like it's more work, but it's more responsibility. And you need to know what you're doing, but you're leveling up position wise. And it feels very fancy. Like, I don't even care if where you work right now is very fancy, very formal, very professional. This is like 2-3 steps up. And you are being encouraged, group, for those that are employed, to really have a big perspective, a big open, ness about your future. You could, again, like they keep getting me to say, like, wherever you're at right now is good, but it's like the sky's the limit. And this position could take you like really far, really far. I mean, like, seriously far. You've got the window, you've got frame views, glass portal, and windowsill. Be careful with the windowsill. We want you out there doing. We don't want you just watching from the window. So when you see this opportunity, please don't watch it and let it go by. The interesting thing too is that she's gardening a flower or a plant, and so is he. I'm telling you, this position is so big, I don't even know if I have the words. We've got birthplace of dreams, we've got pursuit of goals, and belief in possibilities. Something's coming your way. You will, if you go for this, you will be a new employee somewhere else. But I just feel like it may even prove to yourself, like, just you going for it, like you may actually gain something in, self-growth as well too. This may not just be about career. You may actually be learning how to take risks, because I'm telling you, I think wherever you're at right now is very cozy. It's very secure. You may even like the people you work with. You may even be like, oh my God, in this economy, who in the hell is going to take a chance? But what if, let's think positive. What if you do? What if you do? I do feel like with this position as well too, you may have more freedom. I am seeing being outside of the office, not being so structured inside, but also more time off, but also traveling. So if you've been wanting to travel more, or, travel through your work, this is also being seen here. What I will say though is, make sure you're on your A game with the interview. Not only that, if this makes sense to you, okay, that you have something in the background, make sure you figure out a way to explain yourself beautifully, where they can just be like, oh, it's okay, but this is for you. I don't want to like deter you. You are being called to take a leap of faith, but wherever you're going, you'll be a lot more happier. And financially, oh my God, I really don't know what to say. This is way more money. And whatever the money that you'll be making, there's this indication of it being able to grow. So, like, forgive me, I don't know much about every profession, but I feel like wherever you're going, there's a chance to be able to kind of like take part in the stock of the company, or there's something around shares, or something around like whatever you make growing. It has the ability to grow and make more. So it's not just about them, paying you a salary. This thing comes with this profession, this job comes with like extras. And I'm not even talking about benefits. That's a given. I'm talking about whatever the money that you'll be making, or the position, you can partake in something. I don't know what that's going to look like. I'm just not well versed in that kind of stuff. But in a year from now, you're doing something, you're somewhere else, and you're in pursuit of your goals. You will have achieved many goals. But you may even change your outlook on possibilities, because this would be a risk for you. It's coming up right here. Kind of interesting with the imagery that you were guided towards, right? I mean, she's on the run. She's not standing still. She needs to move. She needs to grow. She needs to go. She needs to get away, or she's just on the move. So that could be very symbolically, like, you cannot underestimate why you may have been gravitated towards certain images. You know, you're going to get a huge calling with the Judgment. This is not a joke. Listen, for some of you, it could be to start your own thing. Yes, it could be to start your own thing. But listen, it's very much also about being somewhere else, okay? At another place. Now, the other thing I will kind of say is that, you know, if you are employed, but you have your own employees, make sure you're also doing background checks. Make sure you're very careful. There could be one employee in particular you need to be very careful around. You may know who I'm talking about. But just make sure that you are, you know, doing the right investigation with the journalist card. Okay. Again, you know, like, I don't know who I'm reading for. So, you know, it could resonate with you that you have to hire people. You need to be very careful in your process, in your interview process. Doing thorough background checks. Don't just like have someone come in there and they sell themselves to you and you're like, oh yeah, they seem like, no, please look. Okay. Please look. You have to be a journalist. You have to be investigative. Now, this also could be very, you know, these are types of cards I have to also mention, you know, very bluntly. You know, maybe you're getting into journalism. I don't know. Maybe there's going to be something happening. Who knows? This is if you have your own employees. Maybe there's going to be something where, you know, there's a bit of drama around it or a bit of reporting, you know, I don't know. But for many of you, this is on the up and up. You're going to be on the up and up in a year from now. I don't see the economy affecting you at all. I just see you thriving, and there's way more money to be had. You will be doing excellent. Okay. Wow. Okay, so if you were guided towards this image and you are an entrepreneur or self-employed, let us read for you. Let us read for you. Let me read for you. If you'd like the extended reading, that's going to be on love in a year from now. Whether you are single, coupled, or it's complicated, it will be a reading for you. You can find it within the pinned comment. Okay, let's bring forth the messages this group needs to hear, not the messages they want to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to them. I will also be reading, you know, with respect to your finances. There's no separate category for that. Just be open. Just be open to whatever I hear, receive, okay? I'm not here to sell any kind of fairy tales. Where will this group, those that resonate with being an entrepreneur, where will they be at in a year from now? Ooh, okay. Wow. Bear with me. I have to draw many cards. Okay, before I move on to the other decks, well, as I'm drawing the decks, I just want to say wishes fulfilled. Rightfully deserved, I will say. Rightfully deserved. You've put in the work, but you may even have a bit of a viral moment. Okay, in a year from now, there could be something that you've created, or you've reached a certain level of success where it's just you take off, but you will be emotionally fulfilled. So if you're not feeling that way right now, like, this could be really positive news for you to hear. Yeah. Wow. These are really nice cards. Really nice cards. Okay, wherever you're at in a year from now, I will say it's going to be a lot more tranquil. So I don't know if I've got people here who have been in an uproar energetically regarding their, business. You may have even been feeling like unsupported or confused or lost, or maybe even a lot of you have been wanting to give up. I don't think you're gonna give up. FYI, you'll be getting messages even about the time right now up until this year that we're speaking about. I think there's going to be something that locks in for you. I'm feeling like I'm hearing this person who's watching is going to become locked in. Like you're going to be focused. And there's going to be something with the researcher card that you stumble upon. And I don't know what that's going to look like for each and every one of yours business, but it's going to be a game changer. Okay? I don't know if that's with respect to marketing. I don't know if that's like you've got an investor. Like, I don't know what that's going to look like. But I feel like we've got this card and it talks about experimenting, being studious, exploring, being rigorous. Like he's got his head in the books. And it's interesting with the mother card, selfless love, nurture, source of life, maternal patience, and comforter. I do feel like even with the Queen of Cups, it's like there's been something emotionally that you've been trying to work on. It's like, I think it's just the going at it on your own, or it's like all you have is yourself in this. It's been very hard to kind of rely on anybody or ask anybody for help because obviously you're self-employed, okay? You're an entrepreneur. But I just feel like something emotionally is going to be, you're going to be in a lot better space emotionally in a year from now, and you're not going to have anyone to thank except for yourself. This is real pride that I built this. I did this. No one helped me. I did this. This is going to be a boost in self-love like you can't imagine. You can't even imagine how this is going to flow into other parts of your life. But I'm going to go back to what I said over here. You're going to stumble. You will have stumbled upon something that will be life-changing with respect to your business. And it's going to spark a lot of new things. Even the path that this, entrepreneurship is on, it takes off. It takes off in ways that you kind of really didn't anticipate or ever thought or dreamt it could be. And I just feel like with the King of Pentacles being here and this card, the card of insurance, you're in a lot more of a predictable and secure space. But I also just heard, hold on, this business starts to get taken more seriously, even by others. So I'm seeing actually this being able to qualify you for things like, let's say, I'm just going to use an example. Let's say you go for a loan and, anybody can be an entrepreneur, right? But if they see you only make $5,000 a year, they're not going to, you're not going to really be able to even, yes, it's something, but this, wherever you're going to be at in a year is going to be a lot more substantial, where it kind of, I see people's eyes opening up. Oh, wow, you do this, you do that. Or listen, entrepreneur is entrepreneur. So even if you're investing, I don't care if you're an investor in just, money investments. It doesn't have to be that you even have your own business. Same thing. And there's going to be a lot of respect that comes with this, because it's going to really not just be about what you've built, but how you went about building it. We've got the gym card, you've been training for this. This has been something in the works. But that could be actually, I've been reading these cards very, bluntly as well too, because you just never know. If you've been wanting to open up your own gym, or your entrepreneurship is around something like well-being or wellness, not well-being, wellness, take that as a sign. But if it's not, wishes fulfilled, and you're in a lot better of a space in a year from now. But it's like whatever you've built, it's taken a turn, a real unexpected turn for the positive in a way that you never thought. And I am going to tell you, like, buckle up. That's kind of a message coming through too. Buckle up. Because you've been so focused on maybe, trying to build this or trying to make something stick that you haven't even thought for a second what's going to happen when it comes in, the money. You need to be prepared. Okay? Like, I'm going there. If I didn't feel like it was that extreme, I probably may not have said that. But I feel like you need to be prepared. Like, you need to be on your SHIT. We don't want you losing any of this, find legal loopholes. Okay. I don't want you giving away all your stuff to, the GOV, if you don't have to. Okay. There are loopholes that are legal. They're called LLCs. I don't know why I'm saying any of this. I just don't think you're prepared for where this is going, because you've been in such a situation where it's kind of been a waiting game, or you've been more like, I don't want to use the word struggling, but it's just, it hasn't been there. It has not been there yet. And listen, if you're like, Chicha, my business is pretty successful. Well, I'm just saying it's going to be 10 times more successful. We've got the weekend sale card. I don't know if that's also going to be something that, in a year from now, you may be able to move away from. I don't know if it would resonate with you that you've been kind of offering your stuff a lot lower just to get something. I think you're moving away from the sales. I think your stuff is so hot, you don't even really need to do that anymore. But I do want to say, if you're an investor, make sure, you are buying the dips, okay? This could be also a sign for you to keep going at that, keep continuing doing that. But I love this card for you guys because it talks about being playful. You have not been able to be playful, whether that be that you're spending the money that comes out of this business, or you just get to have more fun with it, or you get to have more time off with it. Maybe there's more money to go do fun things. I love that. That's just another indication of like where this is headed. But with the mother card, I don't know if you're doing anything in business with respect to parenting or, I don't know. I just want to say, just in case. But I just want to say with this, please continue to nurture this. Don't defend yourself to other people. I do feel like with this card, this could be a direct message for those of you who have been trying to nurture this. It's like a baby of yours. It's like, that would make sense for some of you people if I said this is your baby. Not everybody talks like that. I've never called my business my baby, okay? But that could be a very direct message for somebody who does that, to say, hey, like, listen, perk up, listen to the message. Continue to nurture this. It's going somewhere. Fight for all that you can for it, and don't listen to the naysayers, but also don't feel like you need to share anything with anyone about this, okay? You're coming into a place of emotional fulfillment. You're going to feel real good when you can see at the end of the day that, you did this. I'm telling you, there is so much coming to this group. Financially, in a year from now, you're going to be freaking fine. Like, I don't see anything here, that would concern me. You've got more of a stable income with the King of Pentacles. You've got more security. People want to, I feel like, look at what you're doing. They're interested. You may have people reaching out to you. Investors, King of Pentacles can definitely be an investor who wants to get in on this. It's taken seriously. This will be taken in a year from now very seriously. And I'm going to say something. That may not resonate right now, but for some of you, this could get potentially turned into a franchise. That's what I just heard. Whatever you're doing here could get potentially turned into a franchise. You've got a hot idea. Whatever you're running with, it's hot with the Ace of Wands. Like you're on to something here. So please, with the Mother card, please continue to nurture this. All right, well, this was your reading. Let me know what you thought. I wish you all the best. Take care.